first and most important thing I want you to take from this is please, please, please stop tracking cost per lead. The vast majority of time when I'm working with people and they're trying to scale ads, they're always saying, well, this one has the lowest cost per lead, or this one has the lowest cost per call. Or they're saying, man, I could scale this to the moon if I could get my closers to close these deals because my cost per lead is so low. Not knowing that their optimization for cost per lead is the very reason why they'll never be able to scale it to the moon. So for me, the most important metric that encapsulates your entire marketing and sales process is going to be your lead to close rate. So let me give you two examples here, right? So this is going to be a broken funnel. A lot of our clients' funnels look like this when they first come to us. They generate 100 leads from content or referrals or paid ads. About 15 of those leads book. Out of those 15, only 3 are truly qualified. One of them shows, and you might get one close over the next 2 to 4 weeks. Now, a healthier funnel is going to generate 100 leads, but 30 of them are actually going to book. 20 out of that 30 are actually going to be qualified. You're going to have 16 of them show up, and you're going to get 6 closes, okay? So this is a big, big difference in the funnel, and fixing this is going to be the biggest determining factor if you can scale your marketing system or not. And I'm going to kind of show you where a couple of these leaks are happening. So if you only get, let's say, 15 out of 100 leads that are actually booking a call, then you could have a targeting, ad, or paid structure problem. If you only have 3 out of the 15 people that are actually qualified, then you have application questions that aren't filtering out the wrong people. If you only have 1 person show out of 3, then you probably have a poor or no pre-call sequence. And if you have 0 closes or maybe just 1 close out of those 3 sales calls, then very likely you have the sales structure wrong or you're attracting the wrong leads from the very beginning. And a lot of people don't realize this, but there's a trust gap that has to happen. And there's 3 main trust gaps that happen to convince somebody to go from, I don't know who you are, to here, take my money. And the first one, the first threshold, the gap that they have to jump is enough trust to book the actual call. So remember, you're not trying to get this person to buy your stuff as soon as they see your ad in the first place. You're trying to get them to take the first jump, which is, I'm going to book a call to speak with you. Now, this is ironically enough a relatively low bar compared to the other 2 bars I'm going to talk about here. All you need is kind of mild curiosity in what you're selling, and you want to be able to filter out the wrong people very, very early on. Now, just because you can get a lot of bookings by doing low curiosity doesn't mean that the marketing system is working, because the next threshold we want to cover is you want to have enough trust for this person to actually show up to the call. People are shocked. I'll never forget, we hosted a mastermind recently in Miami, and I had a client who is crushing it with us, came to us doing like $50,000 to $60,000 a month doing course launches, and did $1 million first 12 months working with us, changing it to mastermind and high-ticket coaching. But she's from Norway, and it was really funny because we spent an entire section talking about how to increase show rates. And in the very beginning, she raised her hand. She said, I don't understand. What do you mean increase show rates? I was like, well, when people book a call, sometimes they don't show up. And she said, people in the United States book calls and don't show up to them? And the entire room laughed, because in Norway, if you book a call, you are showing up 100% of the time, right? Where in the United States, when a lot of clients come to us, it's not uncommon, especially in paid ads, to have a 30%, 40%, 50% show rate, which just hurts your heart, right? And what you have to understand, a lot of people think, oh, they book, I won them over, let's get on the sales call. But you have to know that every single person has about 50 different things vying for their attention at any given time. And it's not just, oh, let me send this calendar confirmation out, or let me just send this one message and they're going to confirm it. And then, okay, great, they're going to show up. And that's going to be the reason they show. No. You have to really sell them on why this call is going to be worth their time. And the final threshold, the final gap we have to jump over is they have to have enough trust to be able to buy from you. They believe that you understand their problem better than even they do. And this is not something you just get to cover on the actual sales call. Ironically enough, this third and final trust gap actually has to do with the entire marketing and sales system in one. And what I've experienced is most closers are trying to close trust that they've never built. So they're trying to get on the call and they're trying to tell these people, buy this money and handle all these objections, when they've never made sure that they systematically covered these 3 levels of trust before they actually got on the call. So now let's talk about traffic sources real quick. Okay, so there's really 3 different traffic sources when you're scaling. The first is going to be paid ads. And the benefit of paid ads is that it's the highest volume way to get leads. And a lot of the time, the problem isn't ads. A lot of people say, I tried paid ads and it doesn't work out. And then when I look at their marketing or sales system, it's either 1, they never ever uploaded another winning ad creative after they had one, and they just turned it on and kept on letting it run for 6 to 8 months, and then it eventually died out. Or 2, they're optimizing for cost per lead or cost per call. So they're just focusing, Facebook's saying, hey, you're getting this really low cost per lead on this one ad here. And so they're really scaling up the volume on that one ad, not realizing that they're getting more and more unqualified unqualified people. They're training the Facebook pixel to give them more and more unqualified people. And of course, then when they spend more money, they're getting even more unqualified people. So the problem here is not ads. Ads actually are just going to exemplify whatever you already have working. The problem is that you're not attracting the right people. You're not optimizing for your lead to close, which I'll talk about here in a second. Next traffic source is going to be contents. Now, I'm specifically going to talk about long form contents like a YouTube channel. Do not get me wrong. We close a bunch of deals from my Instagram and short form content all the time, but you have to understand that there is plenty of studies and I have plenty of videos out there that show that a viewer on YouTube is worth way more than a viewer on a short form platform. Right? Because, for example, on YouTube, 90% of people that make over $100,000 a year use YouTube every day. On Instagram, it's less than 70%. Your content on YouTube is 10 times longer than Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. So Instagram's really good for getting top of funnel brand awareness. But when you're talking about an actual traffic source that you can systematically rely on to bring you people that are going to be paying $10, $20, $30, $50,000, it's going to be YouTube almost every single time because they know, they like, they trust you. They've watched 2, 3, 4, 5 videos of you. They consume hours of content. My sales team knows that whenever we see somebody come from YouTube, it's not going to be a lay down deal, but it's going to be pretty darn close to that. Okay. And then of course there's word of mouth or referrals. This is always going to be your highest close rate. And these are great. Okay. The trust is fully transferred from a current client you had or a past client to this person here. And obviously they've had a good experience. So they send it over and they almost always close, one call close, no questions, no objections. This is amazing. The problem is that this is highly unpredictable. It's a supplement, not a strategy. So you don't want to base your entire marketing system on this, which a lot of people do. And then they wonder why some months are feasts and other ones are famines. So remember, the colder the lead, right? So the less somebody knows you, the more trust building your funnel and your marketing system has to do before the actual sales call.